story about a man by the name of John Griffith who lived in Oklahoma in 1929 and lost all he had in the stock market. He moved to Mississippi where he took a job as a bridge tender for a railroad trestle. In 1937, he was involved in a horrific accident. One day, his 8-year-old son, Greg, spent the day with his dad at work. He poked around the bridge tender office and asked a myriad of questions. Then a ship came through and John opened the drawbridge. After a moment or two, he realized his son wasn't in the office, and as he looked around to his shock, he saw his son climbing around on the gears of the drawbridge. He hurried outside to rescue his son, but just then he heard what he knew was a fast-approaching passenger train, the Memphis Express, filled with over 400 people. He yelled to his son, but the noise was now clearing ship, and an oncoming train made it impossible for the boy to hear him. All of a sudden, John Griffith realized his horrible dilemma. If he took the time to rescue his son, the train would crash killer all aboard. But if he closed the bridge, he would crush his son within the gears. He made the awful decision, pulled the lever and closed the bridge. It said that as the train went by, John could see the faces of the passengers. Some reading, some even waving, all oblivious to the sacrifice that had just been made on his behalf. So many of us do the same thing to God. We wave as we pass him by, never give a second thought to the sacrifice he made on our behalf. Like John Griffith, God made the jaws of death to close in on his son, and thousands go by oblivious and indifferent. But there is one tremendous difference between the two. Unlike the Memphis Express that caught John Griffith by surprise, the sending of Jews was not a panic move. It wasn't a spontaneous decision, it was planned. Jesus' death was not the result of jealous Jews or hard-hearted Romans. It was the result of a loving God who in his wisdom said there was no other way. Jesus chose the nails to demonstrate just how far he was willing to go to win your heart. Yeah. And I always try to end on some kind of humor, so this is called, what's the world's greatest invention? An engineer, a physicist, a mathematician, and a mystic were asked to name the greatest invention of all time. The engineer chose fire, which gave humanity power over matter. The physicist chose the wheel, which gave humanity the power over space. The mathematician chose the alphabet, which gave humanity power over symbols. The mystic chose the thermos bottle. Why a thermos bottle, the others ask? Because the thermos bottle keeps hot liquids hot in winter and cold liquids cold in summer. Yeah, so what? He said, think about it. That little bottle, how does it know? Okay, while I'm here, I'll go ahead and give Susie's report. Susie's had the cataract surgery, so she's not with us today, but